Cultural ideologies. The Greco-Roman tradition of pederasty, lasting at least a millennium, gradually decayed as Christianity, which was intensely hostile to it, rose to dominance. Crompton, 2003. Christianity brought in the Old Testament, Genesis 18-19 tale of God's destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah and the other cities of the plain as punishment for a variety of sins. One being the attempted homosexual rape of two angels appearing as male youths. This sin is the one that came to define the entire tale in the Western mind. Crompton, 2003, Rice manuscript in preparation. The Sodom myth served to morally invalidate pederasty, as well as any type of homosexual behavior between adults, because it instated the belief that all homosexual behavior was wicked and dangerous, a belief that lawmakers for centuries afterward helped to institutionalize through draconian legislation. Punishments often included torture and execution, lest cities yet again be destroyed by God. Crompton, 2003, Greenberg, 1988, Rice manuscript in preparation. The ideology of pederastic and other homosexual behavior as evil was implanted in the Western mind, conditioning in the populace concomitant emotional feelings of revulsion in reaction to instances of this behavior. When Westerners visited the Far East or Muslim societies much later and encountered pederastic relations, their reactions under the influence of centuries of this potent ideology were ones of unfathomable disbelief and deepest abhorrence. An Englishman visiting China in 1806 recorded his reactions, writing of, quote, detestable and unnatural acts that are, quote, attended with so little sense of shame, unquote. He complained that the first officers of the state did not hesitate to show off their interests, with each, quote, constantly attended by his pipe-bearer, who is generally a handsome boy from 14 to 18 years of age, unquote. Quoted in Hinch, 1990, page 141. Another Englishman visiting Baghdad, when learning that his Iraqi guide's beloved was a boy, later recounted that he, quote, shrunk back from the confession as a man would recoil from a serpent on which he had unexpectedly trodden, unquote. Quoted in Rueheb, 2005, page 92. By the middle of the 19th century, this attitude of unyielding revulsion from Westerners worked to undo a millennium or more of pederastic traditions in China, Japan, and the Muslim world, as the elite of these cultures, embarrassed by Western reactions and yet wanting to modernize in line with the West to get its goods and technology, sought to discard permissive ideologies concerning pederasty and institute Western-style heterosexual exclusivity. Hinch, 1990, Loip, 1995, Masad, 2007, Rueheb, 2005. Notably, even within the West, with these ideologies already instated, the fall of pederasty was slow to occur. Boswell, 1980, Oberhelman, 1997. In certain pockets, particularly Renaissance Florence and neighboring regions, it lasted in unbroken form from Greco-Roman times as a pervasive pattern, falling only with renewed energized efforts by church and state to suppress it. Rock, 1996. For present purposes, the point is that cultural ideologies strongly affect the expression of pederasty among a populace. If supportive, the practice can be widely distributed across the male population. If antagonistic, the practice will be or become uncommon. The Sodom myth has been a particularly potent antagonistic ideology with direct and indirect effects across the globe.